Oh my. Okay, Rafa.
How many licks do you think it takes?
I think on a first date.
My lollipop is kind of small.
That's not surprising. Because you've been licking it.
Pretty good.
Yeah, on a first date.
All right, welcome back everybody to another episode of King of the Court. We are your hosts, Tyler and Jimmy.
Yes.
And big shout out to our title sponsor, The Pickler. We love The Pickler. They are indoor facilities. They are opening up everywhere. They are the leading indoor facility in the world. Yes. They have announced over 300 locations. We love The Pickler. Jimmy, anything?
No, big Pickler fan. They're opening the West Texas locations. We actually
I'm going out there.
You are.
Maybe I'm going to a maybe every single
time. Just do a maybe.
Maybe Jimmy might be out there too.
We spoke to one of our Discord friends, the mom, and they went to a preview of the location near them. And they said it was insane. Amazing.
Yeah. Pickler 2.0. Let's go.
Top notch. Everything. They said everybody was super nice. So shout out the Pickler. Go check them out. Use code KOTC when you sign up. You get a discount. Use code KOTC or tell them that KOTC sent you if you're interested in franchising, starting your own business.
Being a part of the business is fun. I mean, you're involved in pickleball. It's a great business to be a part of. Check them out. Reach out to them.
You got that entrepreneurial spirit.
Yes. But you also have the support and help from
they've got it down. They have the systems in place. They have everything that you need. It literally is plug and play.
Do you know how many employees they have?
I heard, actually.
So they have over, which isn't a lot when you compare it to these other companies, but just for pickleball specific, 80 plus dedicated full-time employees.
Yeah, I talked to George the other day. He said that they're now at 80 employees.
Yeah, it's awesome. So if you're interested, go check them out, thepickler.com, and tell them that the KOTC guys sent you. Next up is Pickleball Central, the online or the best online retailer.
The biggest, the best return policy.
The number one.
The fastest.
Yep. Great
customer service. Great pricing. Use code KOTC. Literally anything you want pickleball related, they do have it. Use code KOTC on most products. You want that new Christian Alshon paddle, that new Annalie paddle?
Go use KOTC.
Go use KOTC.
It is the best discount code out there that is available.
It's the highest discount code.
Yeah.
We can't say it due to MAP pricing.
Yeah.
By the way, that's something I learned on this show.
MAP, minimum advertised pricing.
Yes.
That's why you always see a lot of people say, message me for pricing because they can't advertise.
I always thought that they're just trying to capture your info when they do that.
Well, that too.
Okay. Well, anyways, check them out. Pickleball Central. You need balls, bags, paddles, gloves. Do you wear a glove? Have you ever worn a glove?
I have not, no. The only one that I'm aware of is Susanna Barr.
And our guy, senior pro, Scotty J.
Scotty J
wears a glove.
Yeah.
Anyways, just curious why more people don't wear gloves. Racquetball is very common.
Yeah.
Anyways, they probably
also have that loop on the racket too.
That's true.
Yeah.
They should do that for pickleball, like the Wii safety cord.
Yeah.
All right. Check them out. Pickleballcentral.com. Use code KOTC. Share our code. Tell your mom and dad.
Awesome. Yeah. So this episode is going to be a little bit different. I say this a lot, but I think it will be a little bit shorter. We're just kind of doing a recap, kind of what MLP is going on at the moment, kind of where it's at. As we are recording this, it's not finalized. It's not completed.
There's a couple matches. It's pretty much completed. There's a couple matches. The nice thing is this MLP, maybe not the nice thing, there's no finals, right? It's standings and then you move on to the next one because now it's actually a season-long event as opposed to every event having a championship.
Yeah.
So we're going to record this. It's Mother's Day, so shout out to all the moms out there.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. We got a few moms, professional pickleball moms, quite a few. Callie Smith, Megan Fudge, Brooke Buckner's a new mom. Elise Jones.
Yeah. I think there's a lot.
There's a lot. We probably can't name them all, but shout out all those moms. If you are a mom and you are also playing professional pickleball, that's pretty amazing.
Well, do they have one or two kids?
Well, that's true, but I'm just saying
might
to juggle all of that.
Determine on where they rank in the.
I mean, we know
before
Elise,
the prime or after the prime.
Yeah, maybe we should re-release the Elise episode. I mean, her kid travels with her.
Yes. Well, I think she used to, not as much now.
She's homeschooled.
She was just like a hybrid.
Oh, Callie's kids are on the road with her quite a bit.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Etta is a mom. So anyways, happy Mother's Day to those moms. And MLP is back.
MLP,
is here. It started.
It started off a little shaky just with the weather. They actually delayed it almost, 6 to 8 hours the very first day.
So let's start with my bone to pick with MLP real quick.
Okay, Jimmy.
Early morning matches are not being streamed.
Okay.
The first match of the day has not been streamed. So Atlanta Bouncers, shout out Atlanta Bouncers, who are the home team hosting, and they went and they found someone private locally and they streamed it on the Dinks channel, which is really cool of them to go do that, to stream their match. But why can't MLP stream? I mean, it's literally one match. What is happening? Like, if I have to watch Robert Slutsky take on Gabe Joseph in a round of 128 qualifier and they can stream that, why can't we stream the very first MLP match?
Too early. It's too early.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like MLP,
well, it does make, I think
is it a manpower? Is it a money issue?
Money. It always comes down to money.
But it's already there. Like, it seems like it's plug and play. Like, it's already. It's
but you have to hire people to get there earlier
for 2 hours. How much does that cost?
It adds up, Jimmy. Economics.
I'll come press the button on the camera.
No, you won't. You'll say that, but you won't actually show up.
I will. They asked me to MC this event.
This one going on right now?
In Atlanta.
What'd you tell them?
I've been a good MC.
You should have told them yes.
And then this time shut up. I feel like I'm fine on podcasts and I'm fine talking, but I don't know if I'd be a good MC.
I am awful at commentating. So many people have asked me to help out and I do not like it. I am so bad.
You and I, we were fine in Palm Springs.
Oh, it was not
But
good.
no. This isn't even commentating. This is MCing, standing in the middle of the court with a camera and being like, go squeeze, go drive, go squeeze, go drive.
You would love that.
No, I don't know if I could do that.
After seeing your Texas commercial with the pickler, my world has been flipped upside down.
Okay. You think I'd be
upside
okay?
down. Put a hat on you and you would rock.
Should I MC the Texas Open coming up?
Only if you wear a hat and that bolo
was
tie.
Sick, had a boot.
Yeah.
Had a boot on it. All right, anyway, so MLP, figure your stuff out.
Anything else with MLP you want to pick? I feel like that's not too bad of a bone to pick.
No, I mean, I think that's one issue. I felt like I heard MLP sold over $100,000 worth of tickets, so that's pretty impressive.
Do you like my lollipop?
Yeah. People are going to get pissed, dude. If you chew gum or suck a lollipop.
Hey, should I just rub this on the paddle?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
We will get to that. Pickleball is officially become a legitimate sport. We have cheating and we have scandal, which makes it legitimate. Anyway, so MLP, day one. Let's go day one.
Okay. We're not going to go through all the matches just because it's too much. We'll just talk about some of the highlights or some memorable stuff.
So we'll go day one. Start with the premier level on day one. So let me pull it up here because, again, MLP website is not... Ooh. That wasn't bad. All right. So we only had 2 matches on day one. So Columbus. We'll start with Columbus. Columbus on paper, you're like, okay, you have Riley Newman, you think is a solid player.
Yes.
Connor Garnett, who's been playing very well. Megan Dazan, who's a top 10 female player. And then Brooke Buckner, who they took, I think she was the very last pick of the draft?
I think
Alex
so.
Strong. Or is that Alex Strong?
Maybe Alex.
She was near the bottom of the draft.
Yeah.
She's a 4th round female. And so...
To preface, as you said, on paper, and this is MLP format, so this is significantly different than traditional scoring.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of different variables that are coming into play.
Yes. And then on the other side, you have the Texas Ranchers, who are Etta Wright, Tina Pisnick.
Not the Flash?
Not the Flash. I screwed that up. I know we got 974 messages. Thank you for keeping me in check. Pablo Tellez and Christian Alshon. So that's your first match of the day, first match of MLP. Everybody's pumped up. And Etta and Tina come out and they blast Megan and Brooke 25-12. Megan, I'm just going to go out and say it. She has not said this. She has not made any excuses. She has not said anything. There were rumors that Megan might not play previous to this. And
there were more than rumors.
More than rumors because she was been under the weather. She's been very sick. Megan is not 100%. She's grinding through this. She doesn't feel well. So I give Megan a lot of props for that, for grinding through this. But she's not 100%. If Megan's not 100%, this team can't win. because she's your alpha female. If she was your number 2 female, then you'd have a chance, but she's your alpha.
Yeah.
So they lost 4-0 to the Ranchers. And not only did they lose 4-0, they lost 25-12, 25, Pablo and Christian won 25-17, Christian and Tina won 25-18, and then Etta and Pablo won 25-21.
Okay.
Just blew them out.
Yep.
The other storyline,
Okay.
Connor Garnett.
Connor Garnett. Yep.
I believe the total for the first day was 16 missed serves.
I think it was 15.
15 missed serves on the day. He's got the yips in a major way, has not gone away. I mean,
A lot of people were blaming us because we interviewed him maybe 1 to 2 weeks ago. However, he started getting the yips a tournament before he came.
I was helping him. I was giving him good, positive things. So what do you, Tyler, as a professional player, have you ever had the yips like that?
Not to that extent. There's been 2 instances in my entire 10 years of playing pickleball that I can remember that there was maybe, knock on wood, serious, that I can remember for a brief moment. I'm talking about 2 to 3 minutes where I felt nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is just, I mean, the crazy thing is he's hitting things long. He's missing by 10 feet.
Yeah.
And the weird part about it, and this is what happens with these, is it's not really affecting the other parts of his game until it's like his game looks fine, but what happens is he starts to press.
It builds up.
It builds up.
And not only that, he's playing with Riley, who is not known for his positivity.
Yeah.
And then also it's rally scoring format. And so if you miss one serve, that's a point for the other team.
So that's the other thing. Yeah. So that's 15 free points he gave the other team.
Yeah.
And it's pretty incredible.
Shockingly, in my mind, they've actually had fairly close games, even with him missing those serves.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was
some of them.
So you have Connor has the yips and you have Megan is sick, which is not a recipe for success for Columbus.
Yeah.
I actually feel like Riley is playing really well.
I think the very first match, he looked a little bit rusty, but then after that, I mean, he has the best hands on defense by far.
Yeah.
He has the best hands right now, for sure.
Yeah. I feel like Riley's playing well. So they lose that. We get to game 2, and this is the other thing so now we have the Hustlers. Mm-hmm. And again, Megan is sick, and they lose 25-11 to Leia and Jackie. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if Leia and Jackie missed. Mm-hmm. In fact, I saw a stat, Real Clear Stats posts, how they've been doing like their preview.
Yeah.
Jackie makes 80% of her drops, which was number 1 in third shot drops, which was number 1 in all of MLP last year.
The only thing with that is it does not take into account the quality of those shots.
Yes.
But yes.
And then she's at 70-something% on drives, which is like number 3, which is really impressive.
That's impressive. Yeah.
And then Jade also was top up there in both. So they end up winning 25-11. And I mean, like I said, you can just tell Megan's not herself.
In rally scoring, honestly, if you're losing 25 more than 15, then that's kind of a blowout.
Yeah, for sure. But then Riley and Connor Garnett were able to pull it off against CJ and Jack Saw without really with Connor missing multiple serves.
Yes. Yep.
Which is crazy. But again, Columbus actually ended up forcing a dream breaker because Riley and Brooke beat CJ and Leia 27-25, which is really close, exciting match. But the
dream breaker wasn't too close, right?
21-16. Yeah, they lost in the dream breaker, which is funny because I think Connor missed 3 straight returns in that dream breaker. I think in a dream breaker, it's pretty even with these two teams because Riley's underrated at singles. Connor obviously is a top singles player.
Yeah.
Brooke Buckner's a great singles player, and Megan is no slouch. And on the other side, Leia obviously is great, and Jack is great, but CJ and Jackie, that's not their thing.
Yeah.
So you would think that it'd be pretty even, and New York pulls it out.
Yeah.
So we go into, we go into day 2, and I think most people after day 1 were thinking that Columbus was a little bit of a disappointment. I mean, did you feel that way, or?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, on paper, I would have thought they would have been a pretty solid team. And like you said, I mean, Connor's got the yips at the moment. If you can correct that, and then also Megan, if she can get to full health, then you would think that team would be different. But I mean, MLP format, the team format, just everything, it's different.
Yeah. So in day 2, there's a lot of matches in day 2. I think the one thing that I walked away with from day 2 was that the Dallas Flash are the favorites.
They're much better than I thought they would be.
They beat the Ranchers 3-1. But with that being said, this is the other thing. This is what makes MLP pretty crazy. So the Ranchers, somebody, we won't say who, is pounding his chest because the Ranchers is like a D-. But the Ranchers lost their last 2 matches in that, 29-27 and 26-24.
Real quick, I mean, obviously these teams are playing matches and they're wanting to win, but what does winning do? Is it just for seeding in the final tournament?
It is.
The mid-season tournament?
Mid-season tournament and the final tournament. Now, the mid-season tournament is $200,000 on the line. There's legit price.
But everybody gets admitted to that, right? There's not a team.
They do.
So it doesn't matter. I mean, if you were to go, you would still make it to the tournament.
Yes, everybody makes it. All 22 teams will be seeded.
They should make like the last 2 teams not make it. So it's a little bit more competitive in the standings.
Yeah. But also not every team makes the playoffs.
Well, that's what I just said.
At the end of the year.
Oh, at the end of the year, not the mid-season?
Yeah. The mid-season, everyone makes it.
Gotcha.
But the playoffs at the end of the year.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
I think only 6 make it.
Gotcha.
So if only 6 are going to make it, every point counts. And I assume, if the mid-season tournament prize money is $200,000, the end of the year has got to be
probably 4 or 5.
4 or 5, I would guess. Yeah. Which is, I think that's worth, playing for.
But I could see Ben's team, like, this is what happened in the slice. Like, as long as they were able to get through to the tournament, they were fine.
Yeah. Yeah. You just got to get in.
Exactly.
Yep. Survive and advance.
Yep.
So the Ranchers end up losing 3-1, but they lost 29-27 and 26-24 in mix. So they very easily could have won that 3-1, which is, which shows how MLP is. What do you think?
If you want a lollipop.
Thanks.
Yours is a small one.
Dum Dums sponsor us. What do you think about not having to win on your serve? Is it taking away from the excitement?
I think it takes away from the excitement for sure.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Is it gimmicky though?
Is what gimmicky? Having to win on your serve?
Having to win on your serve.
I don't think so.
So we got a friend of the show, Matty Pickle.
Oh, not this guy?
Not him, no.
Okay.
Thank goodness. Matty Pickles. And he made a post on Instagram, which
he did, or Julian, because the Julian one got passed around quite a bit.
Yeah, but Matty Pickles had an interesting take. Okay, I'm gonna just read this. It was on Twitter, sorry, or X, whatever. With MLP rally scoring, if your favorite team is up 23-15, that means there have been 38 rallies, and they scored 8 more points on their serve than the bad guys. A comeback will be really hard to do regardless of the scoring format. Inside out scoring, the game might already be over. What do you think about that?
That's a lot of information to process.
So think about it. If it's 23-15, that means there's been 23 plus 15, 38 rallies.
Yeah.
Right? That means that they've won 15 rallies, you've won 23 rallies, which means that every time that you've won a rally, you've got your serve back. So
I just think the whole dynamics of it are so different. I mean, once you start winning points, it just changes everything about it. And so it's really hard to compare traditional scoring versus rally scoring.
I think that going with the rally scoring format, it takes away the closeness of the match by not having them win on their serve. Whether you think that's a gimmick, not a gimmick, however you feel about it, we saw a team lose a match on a freaking missed serve.
Yeah.
End a match.
And it was not Connor Garnett, right?
No, it was not. They end a match on a missed serve. We saw, a game 24-24 where J-Dub called a ball that was controversial in or out against the Ranchers. And essentially ends the game. I know that they had to score 1 more point, but that essentially ends the game.
That's what I said. If you're up by more than, honestly, 3 points going into 20s, like 23-20 or 22-19 or something like that.
There was one comeback that was...
There was one, that I noticed,
Yeah, I think it was 22-16.
Okay, I didn't see that one,
Yeah. So there wasn't a lot of comebacks.
And who knows, maybe the more we do it, the more we will see as more people get used to it.
Sure. Obviously, it's a small sample size right now.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. So it's tough. I would like to see them at least. You can continue going to 25, but I would like to see them have the win on your serve.
Okay, so freeze at 24.
Yeah, and it's not even really a
24.
freeze,
Well, 24 and what? 24 and what's the number?
Well, the other team doesn't freeze at all.
They don't freeze at all? Because last time it was 18, right?
18, yeah. But they don't freeze at all. Just you have to win on your serve.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That at least gives the other team.
Yeah.
It also allows the other team to take more chances, I think, when you're down.
Yeah.
Right? Because, like, if you're down 24-21, you're going to play very tentative because if you miss a shot, the game's over.
Okay. Moving on. New Jersey Fives, Mad Drops, anything you see?
So the Fives went undefeated.
Gary V was there.
Gary V. Speaking of that, let's talk about this. Celebrities. Trae Young was there.
Oh, I didn't see him.
Matt Leinart was there.
Okay.
He's now owner.
Who's that?
Heisman Trophy winning quarterback.
Don't know.
First round draft pick. He's now owner of, who is he an owner of? Is he owner of the Fives? I think he's owner of the Fives.
Annalie reposted something, yeah.
So Leinart was there. Bijan Robinson, do you know who that is?
Basketball?
Running back for the Atlanta Falcons.
Nope.
He's owner of the Ranchers.
Okay.
And he's plays for the Falcons, so he was there.
Okay.
There was some other celebrities I saw that were there. Haley Jones, who plays in the WNBA.
Get Caitlin Clark out there.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a lot of celebrities in attendance, which is super cool. A lot of owners. The Fives, I mean, I didn't have the Fives rated very high because I didn't know about Howells and I didn't know about Humberg.
Well, what's saving them is their singles.
Yeah. I mean, they won in a Dream Breaker over the Mad Drops.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Mad Drops, they went to 3 straight Dream Breakers. Zane Navratil is 0-6. He's yet to win a match.
Yep.
That's tough.
That is tough.
Annalie is saving them right now.
Yeah.
I mean, so they were playing Catherine and Thomas. It was a close match. And Will Howells actually started blowing up Catherine. He was very aggressive.
Just
speeding her up, very aggressive. And they ended up winning that 30-28. But then Zane and Mari Humberg lose 25-16.
Does Ben need to be worried about Will?
No.
Partnering with Annalie?
No. It's not Will that he needs to be worried about. Surprises, though. Hunter Johnson.
Okay.
He's playing really well.
Yep.
I don't think
I've seen some of his Dream Breakers, and he's been lights out in his
Dream Breakers.
Yeah. He went almost, maybe it was like 10-2.
Yeah.
10-2.
Yeah.
Or maybe 11-1.
Yeah.
In one of them.
And we're on Friday. When we get to Saturday, there's a Dream Breaker that if you haven't seen it yet, go back and watch it.
Yeah.
But that was a little bit of a surprise for me that the Fives won both their matches on Friday. The Flash, again, won both their matches. They actually went 4-0 on the Hustlers. And then the other team, so the Ranchers lost again. So they're 1-2. But again, they lost 26-24 in women's doubles.
Yep.
26-24 in men's, 25-22 in men's doubles. So they lost 3-1, but easily could have won 3-1.
Yeah.
That's kind of how rally scoring changes things a little bit.
Yeah.
But the shock. Let's talk St. Louis shock.
Shock.
There is.
Are you shocked?
No, because we knew that Hayden and Gabe were tough. We knew Anna Bright was tough. It's Kate Fahey. But again, here's the situation. There's an Anna Bright effect.
Okay.
Anna Bright brings.
She's
energy.
like Rafa Hewitt.
She is. She brings energy. She's exciting to play with. She's a good player. Everybody's like, oh, see, she found another diamond in the rough, Kate Fahey. That's not true. We don't know that yet.
Yeah.
Anna is playing women's like a mixed. She's playing like a man in mixed. She's literally straddling the center line.
Is that sexist?
No, it's truth.
Okay.
She's straddling the center line. Kate is playing literally a third of the court.
Yep.
And Anna's taking every single ball that she can reach.
Yeah.
And it's working. Now, teams are going to have to start hitting the ball to Anna to keep her honest.
I'm surprised more haven't pulled her wide and then go at Kate's backhand. Her forehand dink is very solid.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen her miss hardly any.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of how that's what you've got to do to beat her. It's interesting. I think people are so scared of Anna that they're literally they're being very predictable in playing Kate.
Yes.
And Anna's able to kind of poke her paddle in there whenever she wants. So, I mean, yeah, do I think Kate is up to the task so far? Sure. Do I think that Kate is the next Rohrabacher and Anna found another gem? We don't know yet. The jury's still out because, again, she's not being asked to do much. And her mixed hasn't been great. I mean, her and Tardio lost to Tina Pisnik and Christian Alshon, and then they lost again yesterday. So her mixed hasn't been that great.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is the Hustlers. I mean, I thought the Hustlers would be pretty solid, but again, they're going to go how Jack Sock goes, and he's inconsistent. Jack Sock has some big wins, and then, I mean, he's got some blowout losses. Him and Jackie lost to Annalie and Will Howells 25-13.
Yeah.
So they're going to kind of go how Jack goes. So moving on, day 3.
Saturday.
We
got AZ Drive. Let's talk about Arizona Drive.
So AZ finally gets into the game. Dylan and Daskew come out.
Yep.
And they smoke Will Howells and Zane Navratil.
Okay.
But first, Andre Daskew. MLP released a statement, and they said that there was a paddle that they found that had a foreign substance on it, and it's been sent for testing. And there's been no punishment yet, but if that paddle comes back with foreign substance, there's going to be some repercussions.
There could be.
Yep. We found out through some sources that paddle belonged to Andre Daskew. We also found out from sources that it was a sticky substance spread all over the paddle. And the nobody knows exactly. They literally sent it out to test the substance, but it sounds like it's something similar to pine tar, is what we were told. Right, wrong, we don't know. We're also told that Andre said he didn't know that was illegal.
Yes, but initially I heard, and now people are going to say, oh, Tyler needs to own up to this, but these are all rumors, so we're just saying what we've heard, is that he admitted to it.
Yeah.
He admitted to that in the beginning initially.
Yeah.
And then later on, I think he actually backtracked on that a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I and that kind of maybe does go along with the fact that maybe he really didn't know. And so he admitted being like, yeah, it's not a big deal. But with that being said, now I was told yesterday that he or his team or his camp or whoever has been telling people that that's what the paddle face does when it sits in the sun too long. Because it's a proton paddle, has that rubber.
Yeah.
And they're saying that that's what it does when it sits in the sun.
Yeah.
So we don't know.
But I heard that effect was so great that you could have literally stuck the paddle on your hand like this, holding it out like this, and it would not have fallen.
Yeah. Yep.
Like palming a basketball, and it would not have fallen.
Yeah.
It was that sticky.
Yeah. So, and it was like smeared corner to corner and like unevenly. So let's talk about it.
Do you want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
So I was talking with Ben Johns at the last tournament or LA Open, and we were talking about paddles, and Ben was talking about the proton paddle, and he said that paddle holds the ball so well, so much longer than any other paddle. Like it almost like absorbs it.
Yeah.
And it just got me thinking.
20. So
like I thought Ben was already other players were already noticing this.
I think it's pickleball effect. They 2,300 RPMs on the spin. It's the highest spin of any paddle.
Yeah.
Already. And yeah, if you hit an overhead with that, it literally like holds it and it's like you throw it.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're holding like a lacrosse, like playing lacrosse and you throw it. The other thing is Andre and Megan, not saying that, but they have
and also innocent until proven guilty.
Yes, for sure. And that's why Andre's allowed to play, and he should be.
Yeah.
But Andre and Megan have both gotten really good defensively with those paddles. And those paddles, it could be because they do absorb the ball very well, and they help you reset it. But, I mean, dude, it's not, there's no knock on the paddle itself. The paddle obviously is amazing.
Yeah.
And people who use the proton are loving it. It's a sick paddle. The question is did Andre put a substance on on top of the paddle? We don't know.
And knowingly that substance was illegal.
Yes. Here's the best part. Pickleball is becoming legit, Tyler.
There we go.
We have cheating.
Yeah.
We have PED controversies.
Yeah.
We have bad line calls. We have scandals. Like, do we have like, relationship? We have relationships happening.
So, this is a whole nother can of worms, and we don't want to speculate too much because we don't know the story.
We just speculated pretty hard.
Yeah. Well, that was on what was true or what we've heard.
Yes.
But like, what does that do if this comes back and it is found that that is illegal substance? What does that do to his past wins? Because him and Tardio have been winning a lot lately.
Yeah. So I was told that he could be suspended up to 1 year. That's the penalty, is he could be suspended up to 1 year.
Do his previous wins stand?
I mean, I think that they do, but there's going to be an asterisk, right? Like, I don't think you can go back and vacate him because Tardio is part of him, but maybe. I mean, that's what happens in other sports when you're caught cheating, right? Is they go back and they vacate your wins. Even like basketball coach, you play an illegal player or an ineligible player, not because that player was cheating, but because that player took, before NIL stuff, he took a trip to Harry Potter land from a booster and you have to freaking vacate wins.
Yeah.
You end up vacating wins as the coach.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I guess if they went back and vacated those wins, or maybe you just call that.
Do you forfeit money?
Yeah.
Do you forfeit prize money? I think there's a lot more, like, this is a big deal, like a really big deal.
I think so too. I mean, I feel like if there is a substance on the paddle and he knowingly did it and he knowingly, then I feel like the suspension should be without pay.
What do you mean without pay? So you have to refund or repay?
Well, just going forward, right? He is on a salary like everybody else.
Well, wouldn't he be suspended then in that case?
Yeah, suspended, and then he doesn't play events and he doesn't pay. Yeah, he doesn't get paid.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I think that, if you're going to suspend Pat Smith for getting on Facebook and lighting up, about the bronze medal matches,
Yeah.
then this has to be 10x. 20x what that was.
Yeah, and then this is a whole nother topic as well, but I mean,
yeah,
testing.
If he cheated, his quotes are bullshit on Twitter.
No, but paddle testing, you get the sticker. And for example, somebody, once their paddle passes, they could go and do
that.
Put something on
it. They could, but now they do.
And if it got caught or got passed as illegal after the fact, then people could say, oh, this is how it was before it got passed.
Now,
there would be no way to prove it.
We do see the referees before a match, like run their hand over.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. If it has the sticker, it has a sticker. And you say, this is how it was when it got passed.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild. I mean, it's almost crazier to think that he turned in that paddle. Yeah. Maybe a Gatorade spilled in his bag.
I think that's one of the stories, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot floating.
So, who knows? All this is speculation. We're not saying he's right or wrong or anything like that. But it's a very interesting topic.
But if it comes out that he's guilty, we're going to eviscerate him.
And if he comes out that he's innocent,
then we're going to say...
You're going to do a nice long quote?
Yeah, I'm going to do a nice long quote about being innocent until proven guilty.
But once again, I mean, the same logic applies for cheating, for PEDs, for drugs, for all the
That's
above.
what I'm saying. I mean, pickleball is becoming a legit sport.
Yeah.
There's enough real money in pickleball right now.
Oh, by the way, Ben Johns, did you see the article?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that now or later?
Yeah, let's talk about it. There's enough real money in pickleball right now that...
But first,
pays to cheat.
But first, the next sponsor of this segment is C&D Pickleball Nets.
Yes,
they are using C&D at MLP.
Yes, they are,
and people love them
because C&D is amazing, and people love them. And somebody actually my good buddy, you know him, Ben Williams. Ben Williams sent me a text yesterday, and his mom is turning 80. So happy birthday to his mom.
Yeah, on Mother's Day.
And she wanted her birthday party at the Orchard and wanted a pickleball party with all of her kids. And guess what type of nets they use?
C&D.
C&D nets at the Orchard.
Love it.
Yep. And Ben sent me a picture of it. So yeah, listen, if you have the best facility, why are you going to put in the cheapest nets?
Yeah.
So
use our code KOTC. It helps support us.
Yeah.
It gives you a good discount and it helps support an incredible pickleball company.
That one dude just said he bought 6 for his church.
Yeah.
On the Discord.
Love it.
Yeah. So check it out. C&D Pickleball Nets, the best pickleball nets.
They are a little bit pricey, but they are the best quality. And with our code, it saves you a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right. So there was an article that was released, I don't know, today or yesterday. And
CNBC article.
CNBC, and I didn't read it in its entirety, but they talk with Ben Johns.
Yeah. So Ben says that his salary or his pay, pickleball only. So essentially what he's paid by the PPA is $2.5 million.
Yeah. Yeah. I read that. And like you said, it
does not include Yola
endorsements. Yeah.
Doesn't include Jigsaw, doesn't include Lifetime.
Yeah.
It's just pickleball and it's $2.5 million.
Crazy.
Wild.
That's more than a lot of other sports.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Too bad they didn't interview me with my $5 million contract.
I mean, Ben's almost on your level, but
almost.
I mean, since we just mentioned her earlier, Caitlin Clark is making $76,000 in the WNBA.
Yeah, but her endorsements are insane.
Yes. So Ben Johns is making 33 times what Caitlin Clark is making. Impressive. I mean, it's great. Like I said, I think it's all inflated. I think it was all inflated because of Tour Wars. I think that, where else was Ben Johns going to go? That's my own personal opinion. Right. But with that being said, I mean, it's awesome for the sport. It's awesome that they have that kind of money. It's growing. But if you add in Yola and you add in, because he has a lifetime deal too.
Just all of his endorsements.
He's got to be making,
I would honestly think 4 to 5.
Yeah.
4 to 5
be my guess too.
Plus.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah.
He also said he loves crypto.
I know. I've talked with him quite a bit in the past.
Did you read? So you didn't read it, but
I read the first paragraph.
He said in 2021, he was taking his salary in Ethereum.
Yeah, that was like for 1 or 2 tournaments. I think it was more for just publicity.
Yeah. But, and then he said he loves investing. So anyways.
Yeah. He's also a big, I think he likes Elon. He has a Model S.
So he said that he has an orange one. Yeah. He said that Elon, that would be this one person he'd love to meet.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So just the big takeaway from that, and takeaway from, obviously we'll get back on track with MLP, is that there's so much money in the sport that people are going to do whatever they can now to, get that leg up and get that advantage.
Yes. I would say it's very top heavy though. Still,
it is top heavy.
It's very top heavy. So if you compare the top 5 players to the number 20th or 25th, there's a massive difference
in salary.
Yes.
In terms of pay. For sure.
Yeah. And I don't think there's that. I don't know. Maybe in basketball there might be, but I just don't think there's that big of a gap in most other things.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Ben's still probably overpaid by 200%, 4x, which is what probably on average for everybody on tour.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome, and it's pretty
Ben's a good
exciting guy. Yeah.
In these tour wars, he was rooting for most of the lower people. Like he was wanting everyone to get more money.
Can I tell you a funny story? I don't know if I should share this.
Well, you're going to, because you always say that.
Yeah, I'm going to share this. So I was talking to someone the other day, and the Seattle Pioneers basically nobody's running the Pioneers, right? Tom Dunn owns that team. He's as hands off as it gets. I think Dave Fleming has a little bit to do with it, but nobody's really actually running the Pioneers. So they haven't received any gear, nothing. I mean, Jesse Irvin is staying at the Breakers' house for tournaments.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so nobody's really running them. So they needed uniforms. And Tom's like, well, we got Ernie gear inside the pickleball.
Which is owned by Pickleball
Central. Inside the Pickleball Central tent. Just send them that. And Ben said, no, I'm not wearing that shit. And so now they're like at a standoff. And they don't have any gear.
Well, luckily for them, they did not play in this first Atlanta tournament.
Yeah, exactly. But I kind of love that Ben was like, no, I'm not wearing that.
Okay.
So, anyways,
all right, back on track.
Yeah, so Arizona loses their first match to the Fives. Fives stay undefeated. And then they play Columbus, which Columbus is the ultimate slump buster right now. Right? Like, so Arizona, you lose, you're feeling down, and then you play Columbus, and they beat them 3-1. Columbus, again, they go 0-3. And then the Shock and Mad Drops have what I would say is the match of the tournament. The individual matches weren't great. They weren't none of them were super close. The men's doubles match was good, but the rest were kind of blowouts. But the Dream Breaker was insane. This is where Hunter Johnson, I think he went 10-2 against Gabe Tardio.
Yeah, I think so.
And he was hitting just 6 shots. But then Hayden was matching that against Thomas Wilson.
Yeah, so it balanced out. And then we saw Catherine Parento was literally on fire against Anna Bright until it gets to 2020. And Anna Bright ends up stealing the final 2 points against her. Yep.
I mean, it was, in fact, Catherine missed a return, I think, on game point.
I don't think it was a return.
Oh, maybe missed it out. Yeah. But anyways, it was 23-21. It was an awesome Dream Breaker. Go check it out.
Yep.
Mad Drops started 0-2, both losses in Dream Breakers. That's tough.
Yep.
So then Columbus comes up again. I mean, this is the Columbus show early. And they play DC, and you're thinking, okay, Columbus hasn't won a match. They've lost 3 in a row. Mm-hmm. Megan's sick. Connor has the yips. And they're playing James Ignatowicz, Rachel Rohrabacher, Deckel Barr, Elise Jones. And Columbus smacks them.
Yeah.
Literally smacks them. Brooke and Megan get their first win over Elise and Rachel. And then Deckel and James win. But then Brooke and Riley beat Elise and Deckel 25-16. And then Megan and Connor get a win over Rachel and James. Mm-hmm. So Columbus, big win, 3-1. So you were like, gosh, that's a little disappointing for DC.
Yeah.
Right? And then finally we see the squeeze. Squeeze show up.
My former partner.
Your former teammate.
Yeah.
Tyson McGuffin.
Yep.
Is the pill that poisons people, because the squeeze on paper looked great.
Yeah, I thought they were interesting. I've said that before. I think the dynamics are just a little bit interesting, but yeah, I mean, on paper, they should be good.
Yeah.
All their ratings, their duper scores are high. Yeah.
Well, they lose 25-22
in men's.
Yep. 25-15 in women's. 25-15 Anna and Hayden over Paris and Fed. And then when this is the problem. This is what sucks, because games matter. It's 3-0. It's decided. And then Tardio and Fahey lose to Vivian David and Tyson 25-22.
Yeah.
So the squeeze they get smashed in game 1. And then and then DC, who just lost to Columbus, plays the drive and they beat them 4-0. Like, the parity in MLP is what makes it great.
Yeah.
I don't think that, like, right now we really know who the best team is. I mean, I would say that you probably have
Fives
to think,
are the best at this moment. I mean, they're undefeated.
Yeah, but so is St. Louis.
Yeah, I would say Fives in shock right now.
Yeah, Fives in shock. Like, it's crazy, and that's what's great. And obviously, I'd say the worst team is probably the Columbus right now, but that's also, they're not healthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So going back to the squeeze, your boy, your buddy, your best friend, your grandpa, Jim Kloss.
Okay.
He made this 78-page post.
And you read all of it. Highlighted it, underscored it.
I studied it. And he said that the Orlando Squeeze need to call the Mad Drops right now. And they need to trade Vivian David for Catherine Parento. And he said, because this is why. Because the Squeeze made a crucial mistake, something you can never, ever do. They made the biggest mistake in pickleball history. They drafted 2 right side females, Paris Todd and Vivian David. So they need to trade and go get Catherine Parento. So Tyler, I'm not the smartest guy. You know this. I'm not. Like, I'm just not.
I'm recording this. I'm going to put this on.
But Jade Kawamoto is a lefty.
Correct.
And she's on the Los Angeles Mad Drops. If you trade Catherine Parento for Vivian David, who is a right side player, you would have Vivian David and Jade Kawamoto on one team.
What team would that be?
The Mad Drops.
Okay.
What side does Vivian play?
I think she likes the right.
And what side does the lefty Jade Kawamoto play?
I think she likes the left. I get those two mixed up. The right.
The right.
Okay, yeah.
She's the lefty.
Yeah.
So why Jim Kloss saying that this is a trade that needs to happen and this is what you should do, but that would give the Mad Drops 2 right side players who he literally is saying is the problem with the Squeeze right now.
Because he's talking about the Squeeze.
This is why he's a bad GM.
Is he officially GM?
No, he just helped with the draft. He consulted for.
That's what
he consulted for a bag of peanuts and a Snickers.
Yeah.
Anyways, but he thinks he's a great GM.
Yeah.
So he also said the Flash are the best team. And Sunday morning, what happened to the Flash?
They were up 2-0 on the Mad Drops.
Yeah.
And they ended up losing in a Dream Breaker. So LA came back from 0-2 to win 3-2.
Yeah. So Tyra and Georgia beat Catherine and Jade 25-21. Augie and J-Dub beat Thomas and Hunter 25-20. And then Catherine and Thomas win 25-14 over Tyra and Augie.
Okay.
And then Jade and Hunter Johnson win 25-22 over J-Dub and Georgia.
Yeah.
That's a huge win.
Yeah.
And then they beat him in a Dream Breaker. Finally, Mad Drops go 3 straight Dream Breakers, finally get their first Dream Breaker dub.
Dream Breakers are wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
So that's the only match that's completed right now. DC and St. Louis are in a battle. Declan and James just beat Hayden and Gabe 26-24. But yeah, so far, just looking at things, I would say that you've got to put the 5s up there near the top right now.
5s, Shock, and Flash.
But the 5s, everything has gone to Dream Breaker too.
Yes. Yep.
So if you look at like the actual team standings, funny enough, like the Shock are in the lead in team standings because of their points. The 5s, who are undefeated, are actually in 3rd because they all went to Dream Breaker. So they only got 2 points for each one of those wins.
Okay.
Where the Flash are 2-1, but actually have 7 points. So that's where this point system gets interesting. Mad Drops are 4th, Arizona's 5th, Columbus.
All right, so give us an update. When is the drop deadline?
After DC.
And when is DC?
June 13th.
Okay.
So
June 13th. So do you think teams will start dropping and trading players?
Yeah, I think after this event.
Do you think there will be a lot?
Yes.
So you think one event, if players don't perform within one event, they're traded?
So there's going to be, the thing is you that's the one safety net for the players is there's one more event before they can.
Well, not everyone is playing in that event though, right?
That's true, but they still have to wait.
Yeah.
So there's one more event before players can get dropped.
Yep.
So the players are safe for now.
I mean, that's what AJ talked about when he came on our show last year. He's all like, I love MLP, but it's pretty cutthroat. I mean, if you don't play good for one match or a day, you could be dropped. And
now you can trade players right now. You can actually trade players, and I think we're going to see that as soon as this ends.
You think there will be trades?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who could be a potential trade? Trades.
I mean, I think there's a lot. I mean, I think on the Premier side, you start to see if teams don't really mesh well together. For example, Orlando's a great.
And do these same rules apply for Challenger as well?
Yes.
Okay.
So Orlando's a great example of this, right? So there's 4 really good players, but do they mesh together as a team?
Yeah.
Right. What about Connor Garnett? Does Columbus try to unload Connor Garnett because he's not playing well, and somebody steals him and he fixes his yips?
Yeah.
Right. You know, there's a lot of things out there that are really interesting right now. I mean, has anybody truly underperformed, right? To where, you know, I don't see any Premier level players playing bad enough right now. Like, I mean, honestly, Brick Buckner didn't play great. Where they're going to get cut. And you can't cut them anyways till one more tournament. But
yeah,
it's pretty interesting. On the Challenger side, I could see players getting straight up released. The thing is all the prognosticators, all the prediction experts had Florida as the top team. They said Florida's going to win it, and Florida actually lost both their matches.
They have one more on Sunday, right?
Yeah. Florida went 0-2. The best team on the Challenger side, we don't have to go through every match, but the best team by far on the Challenger side right now is Bay Area.
Yeah, which is interesting because they lost their first one.
They lost bad their first one.
Yeah, they lost bad, and then they bounced back.
Yeah, and they've been rolling. And the reason they've been rolling...
Didn't they win a Dream Breaker 21-4?
Yeah, 21-4.
Yeah.
Which you shouldn't even get your one Dream Breaker point if you lose 21-4.
Yeah.
And the reason they're winning, honestly, like Vivian Glosman has been a monster. I know Rachel Retker's record is very good, but Glosman is playing just like Anna Bride's playing with Fahey. She's playing with Retker, where she's covering the entire court, and Glosman's just playing out of her mind.
I'm just so confused on her whole situation because this year she's played in like 2 or 3 tournaments, and a lot of people said
she's getting better. I know, dude.
A lot of people said she wasn't playing much.
Did she go like underground, like Rocky, and start training? I know. It's crazy. She's playing extremely well. Like, yeah. So they're 4-1. They have 9 points. Frisco actually went 3-1. Which Frisco is basically the 5s from last year.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same team, except they traded Shelby Bates for Eva Radzikowska, and they got that much better, because I don't think Frisco won 3 games all of last year. Biggest disappointment, but again, because points matter, the biggest disappointment is SoCal. They're 1-4. They went 1-4, but here's the craziest part: 1-4, but they're 3rd in points because they lost in Dream Breakers. So the record just isn't going to matter as much. I mean, Miami is 2-1 and they're behind SoCal. Mm-hmm. It's kind of crazy how this point system is going to work. I think at the end of the year, we might see a team with a winning record not make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's very possible
because of the points. And you might see a team with a losing record make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Black Bears are in last place right now. Yeah, we didn't play. We're busy winning medals on the APP tour. Shout out Emily Ackerman, Amanda Hendry.
How are you feeling?
Honestly, I feel good. Like,
are you going to be there in DC yourself?
Yeah, I'll be the only person.
Physically?
I'll be the only person on our team.
You're holding it all down?
Yeah, Richie's going to Alaska or something on a cruise.
Yeah.
I don't know if Perry will be there, but I'm going to hold it down.
Okay.
It'll be really interesting. We actually play, our schedule is out. We play Brooklyn in the weirdest format. We play them back to back.
Really?
On the same day. We play them at 2.
Who came up with these schedules?
Sameen. I don't know. I think it was Sameen. Courtney Johnson. I don't know. So we play Brooklyn at 2.
Is there any logic behind it, or are they just like randomizing stuff?
I think they're trying to make sure that every team gets a chance on center.
Okay.
You know, but like the Breakers don't play on center one time in Atlanta.
And then do you know how they chose what teams didn't play in Atlanta?
I think that was pretty random. What they wanted to do is have you play kind of closer to home. So for example, you didn't play in Atlanta, Utah.
Pioneers
didn't. Black Bears didn't. Night Owls didn't.
And but Slice
didn't.
Yeah.
But those are West Coast teams, not other than the Slice.
Yeah.
And they're all playing in Salt Lake.
Yeah, but there's still other. Yeah.
But then some of those East Coast teams aren't going to play in Salt Lake and Vegas.
Gotcha.
I'd rather play in Vegas than Atlanta.
Yeah, Vegas is cool.
Yeah.
What time is it? Home.
It's October.
Yeah, that should be good weather.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, so we play Brooklyn at 2 and then we play them again at 4.
Yeah.
It's a weird format. Brooklyn looked horrible and lost 4-0 and then they go get a win.
They would go 2-1.
Yeah. They go beat the Hard Eights.
And Florida Smash.
Yeah. Lane Sleeth.
Yeah.
Lane Sleeth. How about her?
Yeah. I was texting Sameen about it and he was pumped.
Yeah. So it's a big day. MLP's back.
Okay.
We're pumped.
Also, we'd like to give a big shout out to Vulcan Pickleball. They have been using the V Pro Flight at MLP.
Yeah.
And so like we said last time, it is a uniform ball across MLP and PPA. Both tours are using it. And so if you are wanting to play with the ball that the PPA and MLP is using at this moment, you have to use this ball, the Vulcan V Pro Flight. And you can save on this ball when ordering it by using our code KOTC at vulcansportinggoods.com or pickleballcentral.com.
Did you know that they sent us a bunch of balls?
They did send us a bunch of balls and we are supposed to be signing them.
We're signing, bro. Should I put like a special like inscription on it?
Yeah.
What should I say?
Do a message.
Should I do a message?
A secret message.
There's 100 of them.
Yeah.
Should I do a message on all of them?
No.
Should I?
You won't get it done.
Personalize them?
Yeah, personalize them.
Literally the whole ball is just me like writing a novel. Anyways.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else with MLP going on?
No, I mean, it's exciting. It's different. The format's fun. Obviously, I felt like kind of got off to a slow start. Mm-hmm. The one thing that I do love though is like literally like Anna Bright and that St. Louis team, they're bringing the fire.
I'm a strong believer. I've said this for a long time.
Ryan Harwood's annoying as shit, but
especially for MLP, I really think it needs to be indoors.
Yeah, they could. I mean, yeah,
it really needs to be indoors for.
By the way, Ryan Harwood is annoying, but he supports his team, so I give him credit for that. He's just obnoxious. Mm-hmm. Also, the horns have got to go. DC, Al Tylis, fire yourself. For bringing in college kids and giving them freaking horns.
What are they called? The
Vuvuzelas?
Vuvuzelas. Those were banned.
Yeah, but now they're blowing horns in the middle of the point.
Yeah.
But
pickleball's not tennis.
That's true. That's true. And that's Stack. If you wear a Stack shirt, you're a guy that blows a horn midpoint. That's the brand.
That's the brand?
Yeah. Dude, are you loving that lollipop?
Dude, it's actually helping because I used to always clear my throat, but sucking on this lollipop, it helps clear my throat.
Huh. Interesting.
I don't know how many licks it takes to get to the center of the lollipop.
Maybe that's what Rafa was doing, clearing his throat.
Maybe asking how many licks it takes.
He was clearing his head, that's for sure.
How can they let him back on the mic?
Dude, he was good. When he was the next day when he was on with Mish, he was really good.
he straightened out.
Mish kept him very professional. He was not going to cross the line with her.
Yeah.
But he was very good.
Yeah. No, I like Rafa.
They've been throwing.
He's actually insightful.
He is insightful. They've been throwing these like pros on there because the pros have to work their days.
Yeah.
Rafa
you can't win in pickleball. There's people that love people. There's people that hate people. It's
exactly
funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Rafa was good. Sarah Ansbury wasn't bad. Michelle Esquivel was fine.
Rob Cassidy's
great, actually. I think he's good.
There was another guy that was doing grandstand court that had an accent.
Yeah, I don't know who that was.
Who was that?
Was that the day that the Dink did it themselves?
I don't know.
The bouncers game match?
I can't remember.
The dude that did the bouncers the first day was like pumped. I don't know who it was. He was excited. He was loud. He was pumped. Oh, Eric Roddy. Eric Roddy did a couple. He
wasn't the one with the accent.
He was with Fleming.
Okay.
He did good.
Yeah.
He has a little accent. He's from the South.
No,
North
but
Carolina?
this is like a
South Carolina?
British accent.
Oh, there's a British guy?
Or African, South African or something like that.
Really?
It sounded like it. Australian.
Maybe Rafa was coming up with an accent.
Yeah.
That would also be on brand.
Okay. Anything else going on?
Nope. That's it.
So this upcoming week, by the time this releases, the PPA will most likely already have started.
Yeah.
Hopefully some big upsets.
When do you go? Monday?
I'm leaving tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
If you made it this far, please do us a big favor. Hit that like and subscribe button to stay up to date with all of our releases.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's. Well, by the time this releases.
It's fine. Mother's Day it should be all year long. So by the time this releases when is it releasing? Tuesday
or Wednesday.
Mother's Day we're still celebrating moms.
Okay.
Your flowers haven't died yet.